This video shows a method for creating extruded extensions on isoparametric curves along a surface. This method will use a pattern feature with the along layout type to pattern the extensions along the surface. The end result will look something like what's shown here. To start with, we'll activate the Curve ribbon tab, and in the Derived group, the More drop-down, we'll choose Isoparametric Curve. We'll select our face, and the U direction is kind of in this horizontal direction here. So we do want that to start with, except we just want to do 3, and that'll give us a curve right along the center going in that direction. We'll use that to pattern along. Click Apply, and then we'll select that face again, switch to our V direction, and instead of several curves, we're just going to do one through a point, and the point we'll choose is the end of this spline from that previous isoparametric curve. So we'll select that. If you can't select the endpoint, just make sure your snap option is on for endpoint, and then we'll click OK there. Now we can do our extrude. So that last isoparametric curve we have there, we're going to extrude that. So I'll go to extrude, and for our vector direction, I'm going to open up the vector dialog, and we'll explicitly choose face plane normal, select our face, and then for our point, we'll choose the midpoint of that curve there that we created. So I'll select that, reverse the direction, hit OK, and then do OK to apply that. So we kind of see what we have there with our first extension there, and we'll want to pattern that. So to pattern that, we'll first add that isoparametric curve and that extrude to a feature group. We'll just call this extension. And then once we have that extension, we'll do a feature pattern or pattern feature. And for our layout type, we'll select along. I'm going to set the reference point to the end of that spline there. And then for our path, we'll select that curve as our path. We'll do count and span. We'll span 100% of that curve. And we'll do 8 for our number. And right now our method's set to simple, so if we just click show results, we kind of see we're kind of getting what we want, except the height of this extension is based off of this first one, and it's not based off of each kind of the height of the surface at that location. So if we hit undo on that, we can choose variational for our pattern method, and then for our reusable references, we'll choose face of isoparametric curve. And now if we click show results, we see that the extensions are all the height that we want them to be. So I'll click OK there. And just to test it a little bit, we can increase our number. We'll double it to 16, and now we have 16 of those extensions. If we were to go into one of our sections, so if we go to, let's edit our start section, and if we change this start section to be larger, different curvature, finish that sketch, we see that it updates with it. If we want to do a quick double check just to make sure we're evenly spaced or spaced where the isoparametric curves could be, we could actually go back to isoparametric curve, select our face, and we'll do uniform, and we have 16 there now, so we'll put 16 in, select OK on that, and then if we just highlight that, we can see those isoparametric curves line up with all those extension patterns we just did.